Well, happy Saturday. Hey guys, this is G Mone'a coming to you live on Facebook and YouTube. I hope everyone is wonderful out there and all around the world. Um, I am very excited. I know the scenery is a little different, so wanted to try something different. But on any note, this is not even about me. This is about my father's business first. Thank you, God. And then it's about Christian Gold, my youngest son, my mentor, and he is, listen, guys, day trading at its best. Guys, listen, I need for you to share, like and sow. We're going to change it up. Like and sow. But without further ado, I'm going to present the son, introduce to others. My youngest son, one of my number one mentors, day trading, Mr. Christian Gold. Christian Gold, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear and see me okay?
Hey, I'm doing wonderful. I'm doing wonderful. As long as you can see me and I can see you, and the viewers on the Facebook and YouTube platform can see you, and my engineer, my designer, web designer engineer from Louisville, Texas can see you, then we all Gucci.
I love it. I love it.
Hey, so listen. Hey guys, listen. We're gonna get on into this. I want Christian Gold to just give you his story. I want him to tell you, just give you a little short story, backstory. Just have your way, Christian. We have a full 55 minutes. Give him your story and how you got to this very day.
First of all, I want to thank God for waking me up this morning, waking my family up this morning. I want to thank um, you for having me on the platform to be able to touch the people. I want to thank the person behind all of this, Chris, my cousin, actually, Mr. Chris Adamex, for providing the platform for us to be able to touch lives all across the world. And I also want to thank my family. I want to thank my family, my sons, Hayden, my baby boy billionaire, Natalia. I want to thank Alyssa. I want to thank us, right? We're a blended family, but I just want to thank us as a whole. Thank, the woman in my life. I want to thank everyone that contributed to my success, and everyone that was there with me in my failures, right? So, I'm going to try to cram as much as possible in this 55 or 56 minutes that we have left on this live stream. We may go over, I don't know. I'm going to try to be respectful of you guys' time. But once again, my name is Christian Gold. Actually, I'm going to back up a little bit. So I was born Christian Walden. I'm going to be very, very, very blunt on this live stream today. I was born as a Walden, right? I was born into this earth as a Walden, like on the birth certificate. But of course, life trials that I went through, tribulations that I went through, I wanted to create that own legacy and I want to be in my own lane, create that own legacy for my family, right? My two beautiful boys, Hayden and Billionaire. So of course, as you guys know now, I legally changed my last name to Gold. Now, it's not for glitz and glamour, right? Of course, my mentor and I had a talk, and we were looking up, Black men in the world, not just in America, with the last name Gold, right? We know that word gold, and we know the value of gold is very valuable. So, of course, I went with it, and I said, listen, I want to create this lane for my family, right? Especially God has awarded me with two beautiful boys that are able to carry on that last name and carry on that legacy. So, of course, I changed my last name to Gold. So I'm very, very ecstatic once again to be on this call, on this live stream with you guys, Facebook, YouTube, those that are watching around the world and those that will watch at a later time. I want to take you down, for the past decade of my life it's been one for the books. It's been one for the books, and I don't regret anything. I have no regrets. And I've labeled myself as CG, right? CG, the black sheep, simply because it's not a thing for attention. I am the black sheep. I'm the one that went and did the time, right? I put in the time, I put in the work, and I've never been a person to follow the rules. I've never been a person to conform to society, right? And those type of people are labeled as a black sheep. So instead of anyone else having to suffer and go through things, I feel like it was appointed, like God appointed me and my family to say, okay, I'm going to put you through the fire so you can break that generational curse, right? Every family has some type of curse, right? And that comes from our ancestors that we haven't even met, right? Getting to the root of the problem, it comes from someone we probably hadn't even met. I mean, we talk about great grandfathers, grandmothers, right? So my thing was I wanted to get to the root. Christian, why is this your behavior? Why do you think like this? Why is your perspective like this, right? So it took me at 22 years old having to go to prison. 2015, I had to go sit down for a little bit. And at first, I didn't understand it. I didn't understand it. My family didn't understand it. No one understood it because Christian is not a street guy. Christian has never been in the streets. Christian has never been in trouble outside of a parking ticket, a traffic ticket, a speeding ticket, right? But I was all over the place. I was all over the place. I was abusing my money. I was making very good money at the age of 20 years old. And, I was abusing it. I was very arrogant. I can definitely say that. You couldn't tell me anything. I didn't want to listen to my mother. I didn't want to listen to my brother and my grandmother, my family, the people that had my best interests at heart. So, of course, God has different plans. God had a different plan and said, okay, you could either end up dead or I'm going to take you away and I'm going to isolate you to the point where it's just going to be us two. It's just going to be me and you. So it took about 6 to 9 months of me serving my prison sentence. Family, I was sentenced to 10 years to serve 7 years in the Georgia Department of Corrections. Completely changed my life forever. I felt like I was never going to get out. I had never been in trouble. And I'm like, 10 years? Well, 10 years to serve 7. I went to prison when I was 22. That means I wouldn't have gotten out, family, until August of this year. You're talking about a long journey, right? But I put something on Twitter earlier and I was talking about finding the positive in the negative. See, there's no such thing as a negative situation. We make things a negative situation. So I took a negative and turned it into a positive. I went in there and, I stayed to myself, and sometimes staying to yourself in prison really doesn't matter. Trouble finds you because you have to become predatory in a very predatory environment. You have to adopt to the environment. If you're in the rainforest with nothing but wild animals, you're probably going to become a wild animal. If you're sitting at the table with 5 broke people, you're probably going to be the 6th person. Vice versa. If you're sitting at the table with 6 wealthy people and you're constantly at that table and you're consistent and you're persistent on being successful, you're probably going to be the 6th person that's wealthy at that table. So in prison, I had to adapt to the environment because I have a heart, right? I have a heart of what I want to give to people. I want to feed the inmates, right? The people that didn't have anything. So of course, trouble found me. But in the negative, I said, you know what? There's a lot of guys in this thing that don't have a high school education. They never been to college, right? Some of them can't even read. So some of these people can't even read a book. So I wanted to be a mentor, and that's the reason why I started my company Profitable, because I wanted to get into mentorship, and I wanted to not really hold the hands of people, but lock arms, because we're all interconnected. We're all interconnected. So I wanted to lock arms with these inmates and let you know, man, I was once the guy outside of prison looking at these prison shows, and I was judging you guys, but you guys are geniuses. You put an iPhone behind prison walls and give it to them, that's where the inventions are going to come from. So my whole perspective changed on, oh my gosh, Christian, you're behind these prison walls. You're in this 12-by-9 cell. You're doing this time. What are you going to make out of it? Because guess what? This is not a life sentence. You're going to leave here, and it's going to be on my time. So of course, I started to read books. I read over 300 books in my prison sentence. 300 books, right? I self-taught myself. I was hungry for knowledge. I was hungry for it, right? I said, I'm not going to leave this place the same way I came back in. Yes, I may have that same dog mentality, right? And not in a negative way, but a hungry mentality. Like the people I look up to, like LeBron James and like Kendrick Lamar and Jay-Z, they have that dog mentality, and they've all went through certain obstacles, right? And roadblocks in their life. And I said, you know what? I'm going to be obedient. I'm going to listen to my grandmother. Shout out to Corolla Rice. And the day before I got transferred to the Department of Corrections, I went to Jackson State Prison to get my blood drawn and my IQ test. Literally the day before, I did a video visitation with my grandmother. She said, "Grandson, I think you should write a book. I think you should tell your story." I said, "Oh," and in my head, I'm like, what? Like, I don't, you want me to write a book? I don't even know where to begin, but it was me being obedient, obedience over sacrifice. See, a lot of us put the sacrifice before the obedience, but that's backwards living, right? So I said, okay, I'm going to be obedient because this is a woman of God speaking to me. So evidently he's speaking through her to speak to me. So sometimes we can't hear the voice of God, but the voice of God comes through his angels, which is us, God's in the flesh. So, of course, I took that. I went upstairs back to my cell. This is when I was at DeKalb County. I was in DeKalb County doing my county time before I got shipped off. I drafted the table of contents for spiritual architecture. And thank you so much to my supportive family, my supportive mother. Fam, I'm going to tell you real quick. My mother, and I'm not going to make this monetary, but my mother alone put a college tuition on my books in prison. You talk about a person that never gave up, when she could have. She could have given up. She could have said, you know what, you got to do that time, man. I'm not supporting you. You're not getting commissary. She put a college tuition on my books, and I can almost 99.999% guarantee that. So shout out to my mother. Shout out to my support system when I was doing that time, because I'm going to tell you guys something. When you're doing time like that, there's a lot of us doing time outside in the free world. We're in prison right now, and you don't even know it. I was free. It got to the point when I got a year into my sentence, I was free because I had written my book. I wrote Spiritual Architecture, got it published, was able to sell thousands of copies around the world. Shout out to my support system. I wasn't able to get that book published without an amazing support system, right? So I put my pride to the side. I was obedient. I said, okay, I'm going to write this book, and I'm not going to write my story. That's actually coming up in my third book, right? I'm going to get to that in a second, but I didn't want to write an autobiography. I wanted to read the Bible cover to cover. I read the Bible cover to cover twice. I had nothing but time, right? We can't get time back. So what are you going to do with the time that you have right now? See, you can't buy time back. I can't buy 4:59 back. I can't buy 5 o'clock, May 21st, 2022. I can't buy that back. I don't care how much money I have. So what are you going to do with the time that you have right now? I took advantage. I shut out all the distractions, and I said, I'm going to write this book, man. And it was my therapy. I was able to learn the word, and I was able to teach the word through my writing. And in a sense, family, it set me free. But I wasn't, God wasn't done with me yet, right? The book was published October of 2016, right? And of course, I continued to do my time, right? I went into prison 145 pounds flat. You talking about, I'm around killers, I'm around murderers, I'm around rapists, kidnappers. So I said, I got to get my weight up. Because I had an old head that came to me talking about a guy that had over 300 years to do. He's never coming home. He walked up to me and said, hey, Bless, man, you real passive in a predatory environment, man. You can get killed in here for that. Something clicked in me, and I said, okay, I'm a lion. I'm here. That's really not me, but I'm a lion, all right? Like that was my mentality. I had a switch. But I said, I'm not going to be evil. I'm not going to be bitter. I'm not going to be mean. I'm going to help these people. And that's where that's where people became intimidated. See, people are intimidated by the knowledge that you hold inside of here. So this guy Bless, right? He's in the prison. He's teaching people. He's mentoring people. He's reading all these books. He's doing 1,000 push-ups a day. He's getting his weight up. He's eating healthy. He's doing God's work in a negative environment. He's doing God's work in a negative environment. See, I could have created a bigger negative, but I said no. I determine my destiny. My behavior, whatever I do in here, is what the parole board is going to look at, and they're going to give me an early release. But until then, I'm going to do my time. I'm gonna get on the phones when I need to. I'm gonna talk to my family. I'm gonna write my letters. I'm gonna write my books. And by the time I walk out, it's gonna be a different it's gonna be a different story. It's gonna be a different man. It's gonna be a different Christian. And yes, I fell. I have issues. I still battle, trauma from going to prison. Yes, I've seek therapy. I'm not here to talk to you and say, oh, I'm this perfect person. No, I'm far from that person, right? And I remember before I went to prison, I would lie for no reason. I would put on this facade as, oh, I'm the man, because I make six figures, but I was broken on the inside. So I want to thank God once again for taking me out of a situation that I couldn't take myself out of. Some of us are dealing with toxic relationships today. And family, I have nothing to hide. I was in a very toxic relationship. But sometimes you think you love someone so much, you can't get out of it. You're like, I'm stuck. You got to take care of you before you can look out and care for someone else. You have to. That is the reason that I was taken away, put away for almost 3 years. Fast forward, came home, and I was still in that place of, man, I'm looking to my left, I'm looking to my right, and I'm like, man, I don't trust anybody. I had to have my back against the wall because I was stabbed in prison. I was traumatized, right? And this is a story I couldn't tell my family until I got home. I got stabbed in my side twice in a gang fight that I got caught up in as a civilian, right? But it was God building me up as a soldier, right? It was God building me up as a soldier, right? To come into this world, because the type of purpose that God implanted in me, I have to be strong. I have to be strong for his people. So that is a little backstory. It's so much more, but I want to be able to cover so much in the next 40 minutes on this live stream with you guys. And I'm very elated to be on this call. I'm very passionate about telling my story. Right? You see the tattoos, right? You see the black sheep hat, and you look at this person, and you're like, the outside people judge me, but that's what I want. But when I open my mouth, and when a person feels the spirit, it's a total different ballgame. See, I went to a cigar lounge last night. It was nothing but white collar executives in there. So I was sitting next to a person in medical sales, and he looked at me and was like, man, I like that tattoo on your neck, man. What made you want to get a tattoo on your neck? I said, because it's my life. It's my business. It's what I do. And I do it happily, and I do it with a successful mindset. He said, no, I wasn't coming for you, man. I just never understood why people get tattoos. That's my prerogative. It's my life, not yours, right? You can't dim my light because you don't pay the Georgia Power bill. You see, a lot of us are put in a situation where someone prejudges us or someone's judging us, and we get insecure, and we're like, I'm just not enough. You are enough. You have to tell yourself every day when you wake up, I am enough. I'm more than enough. And I'm going to go out here, whatever your purpose is, and I'm going to fulfill that purpose. And as long as I'm fulfilling my purpose for God, then my job is done. I can go to sleep at night and I can say, okay, my job is done. I don't care about what other people think. And that's the reason why I'm at peace. I was at my most depressed when I cared about what others thought about me. So yes, Christian Gold did do prison time. Yes, Christian Gold was disobedient. Yes, Christian Gold used to be arrogant. Yes, you couldn't tell Christian Gold anything. Yes, I've fallen out with my parents. Yes, I've fallen out with my older brother. Yes, I've fallen out with people. But my intentions are so much bigger than that. They're so much bigger, because when I look at my children, they will never say that their dad was a failure to them. Which is the reason I got into the profession that I'm doing now, so I can have more time with my children, right? You guys see the passion, it's sweat dripping down my face, man. It's sweat, man, but we're gonna get more into it. Mom, I definitely want you to, ask me questions, ask me anything, you know what I'm saying? I'm here to give the people the knowledge and be very transparent with these people. So by the time this call is over, by the time this live stream is over, you guys can go reflect. And by Monday morning, by tomorrow morning, you can wake up and say, you know what? I'm going to attack, because we have a little bit over 180 days left in this year. You can still make a difference for yourself. Mom, I'm going to turn it over back to you.
Wow, I feel like I'm in at a Pentecostal revival service. I love to be fed. Guys, listen, I've always said, sowing, if you're not sowing, you're not doing anything. And the fact that God gave me this platform to bring warriors on to the platform to give their story to help the next person, and the next person help the next person. That is what God wants to see happen. Not make it about yourself, but God wants us to sow. So when I have warriors on, and they're giving their story, that helps, that ignites, and it sometimes reignites a flame on the inside of an individual, and it just gets them to a place where they're like, listen, I get it. No one else can take out this flame but me. No one else can blow out this flame but me. I'm going to make it happen. So guys, listen, share. I need for you to sow. Make God proud and sow. Christian, I am proud of you. I'm very proud of you. And I know there are times when, you and your brother may have thought that mama's just being hard on us because she don't love us. No, let me tell you something. It's like love in basketball. You remember the coach, when the coach was on Monica? Monica felt like, hey, why she on me? That's because she sees your purpose. She sees what she saw in Monica, just like what I see in you and your brother. I see it. God gives me. You guys are the gift. He chose little old me to be the steward over two beautiful gifts. And it didn't even come with a handbook. Raising two beautiful gifts, it didn't come with the handbook. I didn't always make the best decisions, but I made sure that I just followed, took up my cross, had my gifts, my two beautiful gifts, took up my cross, and I walked. And I kept my eye on God. And along the way in my journey, I was like, okay, let me go down this path. No. But I always made sure that my two beautiful gifts were not subjected to the BS. I made sure of that as a single mother. And if I had to do it all over again, oh, yes, I will do it all over again. Times 10 to the 10th power. I would have done it all over again, raising my beautiful gifts. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you because you said, you know what? This ain't even about me. God gave me another chance. And I'm going to make sure that I'm about my Father's business. I'm proud of you, Christian LaSalle Gold. I want you to talk to the viewers about, what you do. I want you to talk to them about what you do. I'm excited because I've always wanted to day trade. I just never had the time. But now that I'm under your mentorship, it's all about copying and pasting it. And I know how passionate you are with your students. I know how passionate you are, and you not only want to see you not only want to win, you want to see everybody that joins Profitable Round Table win. Tell the viewers about what Profitable Round Table, what is it that you do, and why are you so excited helping so many people around the globe?
So I put a lot of thought, and shout out to you, Mom. Before I get started, I want to give my mother her flowers, right? Aside from all of our differences, every family has differences. I want to give a shout out to newly renowned author Regina Reed, aka Miss G Mone'a, right? She just released a book, and if you guys haven't gotten your copy, listen, get the copy. Reach out, get the copy. This thing needs to touch people. I don't care if you're not going to read it. Listen, buy it for someone else, right? If you care about the next person and you want to see a person elevate, buy the book. Buy the book. There's over 450,000 self-help personal growth books out here, and her book is one of them. Go out, get the book, listen. It's powerful. I haven't even finished reading it yet because I'm just dissecting. I've only read the first a couple of pages, right? First few pages, right? But I just want to dissect it, right? That book is going to be with me forever. So I have all the time in the world. But listen, even the opening, it's a powerful story. She's on the way to write her second book. And as an author, you become passionate. Once you write that first book, it's like, listen, I'm not done. God's work is not done. So I want to give a shout out to you for stepping outside of your comfort zone and being obedient to your father and saying, okay, listen, I got to do your work. Whether I want to or not, I have to do your work, right? So I'm going to go ahead and get into why I started $1 Billion Roundtable. $1 Billion Roundtable is the umbrella, right? Because I'm looking to impact the lives of 1 billion people. So the $1 Billion Roundtable Collective, of course, as a sub company, I started Profitable. And I want to break down Profitable. I think, Mom, can you guys see it on the shirt? You see it on the shirt. So you break down Profitable, P-R-O. P-R-O is a professional, right? If you look up pro, it's a person that puts in the time and puts in the practice, puts in the work. And no, they're not going to get rich overnight. Kobe didn't get great overnight. LeBron didn't get great overnight. Elon Musk did not start Tesla overnight. Jeff Bezos did not start the #1 drop shipping e-commerce platform overnight. Amazon was a bookstore. 1995, fast forward to the day, he's the second richest man on the planet, right? So as pro, P-R-O, that means professional. And then we break down the PH, right? We lowercase the PH and we break down the PH, and that means physics, right? So the PH is physics. And then we uppercase the E and the T, which is education and technology. So everything I do, like we have a system, right? The education is key. If we're not getting educated, we're perishing, right? Education, technology, and then of course, in parentheses, I have able. Profitable, right? We're all able to do something when we put our mind to doing it. I don't care what it is. I don't care if you want to start the biggest solar panel plant, or, I mean, these kids these days, 16, 17 years old, are doing things that I have never imagined, but people call them crazy. So I broke that down in the $1 Billion Roundtable because I said, yes, number one, I want to impact. And the thing is, my goal, it went up. It's like your goals get higher as you achieve them, as you check them off. I wanted to impact the life of 1 million people, but I said, every day someone's being born. No, there's millions of people a day being born across the world. So I got to take that number to 1 billion. I'm 28 years old. I'll be 29 in the next 3-4 weeks. I said, I got a lot of time. God willing, I have a lot of time. So I took it to 1 billion. Started Profitable. And profitable can be money. Profitable can be a piece of spirit. Profitable can be knowledge. It's not just monetary. So this group, it's motivational. Yes, I'm going to help you get money, put money in your pocket. Yes, I'm going to help you build passive income. Yes, we're going to lose money. See, you think Kobe Bryant became a champion from just winning? He had to feel a loss. If you don't feel a loss, you would never know. You would never know gratitude. I love to lose. I've lost all my life. All of my 20s, I lost. That's supposed to happen. Everyone on this call, or everyone that's going to get on this live stream, those of you that are like, man, I just can't figure it out, man. I just don't know, man. I'm afraid to make this investment. The longer you wait, the longer it is going to take to get to that plan Z. I call it A to Z, or point A to point P. See, we got point A. We start at point A. right? I'm gonna break this down. We start at point A and we want to get to point P by tomorrow. It don't work that way. See, what about the gap in between? I train my teams and my students on this. What about the gap in between? Like, you think Elon Musk, which is the richest man on the planet that just acquired Twitter for $44 billion, which is lunch money to him, but a lot of people don't know that this man spent $9 billion before he even went into profit. But every time we say make an investment, it's a scam. You continue to think that way, you're going to continue to exist in this life instead of living this life. I refuse to wake up and exist in this life. I will wake up every day and people will know not who Christian Gold is. That's not the purpose. I want them to know what profitable is. Are you profitable? Are you getting closer to that goal every day? Which is the reason I got into day trading, because the psychology of the markets is just like human beings. One day we're down, the next day we're up. One day something happens, next day God blesses us. We get into a car accident, we're hurt, we're injured, someone dies of COVID, we lose a loved one, 3 weeks later, we're back to square one. So I started to learn the behavior of the markets. And ladies and gentlemen, I am no expert, right? I am not your financial advisor, right? So my students, I give them ideas. I give them signals, right? And I make it I make it as easy as possible. I know a lot of people out here are building businesses. People have 9-to-5s. People have children. People have a lot going on. So I wanted to make it to where people could literally use my strategy, which is a copy and paste strategy, and they can profit. Do we lose? Yeah, we lose. Sometimes I make my team lose on purpose. I may say pull out of this trade. I'm still in the trade. I know I'm gonna win the trade. I may say pull out the trade. Pull out the trade with the loss. Pull out the trade with the $50 loss, just so you can feel it. Right? Just so you can feel, okay, this is how it feels to lose. This is what it feels like to fall. But what does a baby do when they get back up? Like, I want to live my life like my son. He falls off the bed and he's like, yo, I pick him up and he's like, I'm okay. Kids fall all the time. But when we fall, it's a negative. This is the reason I started Profitable, because I went from corporate America at 20 years old, said, no, this ain't for me. This ain't for me. People call me crazy. Bro, you 6 figures, that's crazy. Nah, bro, I'm betting on myself. I'm never going back. I'm never going back. Because I'm secure within myself, and I know that my voice will be heard. I know that there's people looking up to me. I know that I can run an empire. I can run $1 Billion Roundtable. I can run Profitable as God's servant. God's servant, just serving his people. That is it. There is no cheat code to life. That is the cheat code to life. Become a servant of God. Listen to his word. Be obedient to your purpose. Serve that purpose. And I promise you, that'll take you to the promised land. It's not rocket science. Day trading is a thing of lines, M's, V's, parabolic stars, support and resistance. When you hit the top, you got to go to the bottom. If you throw something up in the air, it ain't going to just stay up there. Gravity has to bring it back down. It's the same thing as the market, which is the reason I love what I do so much. And I don't do any drugs. I don't smoke no weed. I don't do none of that. But I'm going to tell you what makes me high. Get in somebody else's pain, in their sleep. It's a different type of energy. Family, we are 42-0 this month. We're 42-0. We have not lost a trade. And yes, I'm partnered up with other experts in the field that literally mentor me as I mentor my people. Every mentor has a mentor. So what we do, in a nutshell, is I have a group, Profitable, and I will send out a signal. Let's say, of course, you guys know that we're dealing with inflation right now. This is a recession, whether you want to believe it or not. But I'm going to tell you something about a recession. Don't be the person in 2008 that didn't hop into the bear market when everyone else was selling because they panicked. You hop into the bear market now and you start investing and you ride that wave all the way up till we get out of the recession. And guess what? You're buying land, you're buying real estate, buying cars, paying them off, putting your kids through private school, moving your kids to a better community. See, a lot of us, we're invested right now. And let's talk about Bitcoin. Bitcoin got to a high of $67,000 a coin. Yes, it's a cryptocurrency, but I'm going to tell you something about Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the safest way to transact. It's the safest way to transact. If someone were to pay your business through PayPal right now, and they call PayPal and they said, I didn't buy her book. I didn't buy G Mone'a's book. PayPal is going to give Gigi a chargeback. But see, when you send Bitcoin peer-to-peer, once you send it, it's gone. There's no such thing as a chargeback. Cryptocurrency has taken over the world. There's multi-millionaire 16, 18, 19, 20-year-olds that I have direct contact with every single day. I'm not going to tell you the investment, no income claims, but I just joined the Discord chat with 18-year-olds that are driving Lamborghinis around like it's lunch money. They're retiring their mothers from their jobs like it's easy. Talk about a kid that locked himself in a room for 16 hours a day with $5 left to his name. His parents gave him 30 days to get out the house. See, I'm not going to be that father where I kick my kids out at 18. That's not breaking a generational curse. I'm just pushing them into debt. And then I say, go to college and accumulate more debt. See, the 18-year-old that I'm connected to, he said, I'm not going to college. He told his mom, yeah, you kicking me out, but I'm going to retire you in less than a year. Locked himself in a room for them 30 days. $5, started his trade account. Family, he took that trade account from $5 to $11 million. From January of this year till May of this year. Paid his mother's house off. Started a Discord where he's charging people thousands of dollars to mentor them, and people are paying him. See, the price always has to go up as the demand increases. Jordans weren't $4,000 on dead stock back in 1996. The price went up. The man is the best person to play the game. The price has to go up. But see, once you invest in yourself and you get out of your head of, yeah, I know I'm going to get a paycheck every other Friday, or I know I'm going to get paid on the 1st and the 15th, or the 15th and the 30th. I know that this money is going to come to me, so I'm going to wake up, I'm going to get in my car, I'm going to drive to work stressed out, sit in traffic, go sit in the cubicle, just to leave the cubicle, come back, sit in traffic, get home, fix dinner for the kids, wake up and do the same thing and live in a hamster wheel? No, that's not anyone on this call. Anyone, that's none of our purpose. And I'm not knocking a 9 to 5. I'm not knocking a 9 to 5. Everyone needs to start somewhere. But if you're not building your dream 6 to 12, you're doing something wrong. If you're not serving some type of purpose 6 to 12, you're doing something wrong. If you don't know your purpose, eliminate the distractions. Day trading correlates to everything that I'm talking about. A lot of you on this call are probably like, man, I know he's talking about day trading, but he's correlating it to life. I've learned so much from losing in the markets, and it got to the point where I started questioning my investment. I'm like, well, I'm investing this money, but I'm losing it. You know why? Because I was impatient and I wasn't disciplined. We're not meant to make money in the exchange. We're not meant to make money whether we're trading stocks, options, bonds, ETFs, mutual funds, hedge fund, cryptocurrency, binary options, indices. We're not meant to make money in their market. That's why you have people like me that want to serve you and put money in your pocket, but you're scared to invest. I have a young lady on this call, and I know she's on this call. She invested $12.50 last night, not $12.50. She invested $1,250 at 4 o'clock in the morning. She said, I'm sick of it. I'm done. I'm tired of this. She invested $12.50 to get into the same community that I'm in. And I guaranteed her by this time next year with her work ethic, she's going to be a multimillionaire. By this time next year, off of that $1,250 investment, family, it's May 21st. Rent is coming up. A lot of us are like, man, I got to pay the rent. I can help you pay the rent. I'm not going to make you or help you get rich overnight, but I can help you get there over time. It may take 5 years. It may take 10 years. But whether you rather do it in 5 or 10 years or wait 50 years to retire with the 401k, and then maybe 5 years after that, you're probably broke again because you ran through your 401k and your pension. And then when you walk in Walmart, when you see an 80-year-old lady greeting you at the door and you're like, you're 80 years old. Why are you working here? I ran out of retirement money. Do you want to be that person? I'm not. My kids won't. And anybody connected to me won't. So yes, we take L's, right? But we have a few screenshots in. My guy on the back line, Chris Adam X, can provide some screenshots and show you guys we've been able to turn over profits daily, right? You can start your trade account with $50. You can start your trade account with $250, $500. But guess what? Even if you lose on Monday, if we lose a trade on Tuesday and we come back and we win 15, 20 trades Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, we're still profitable at the end of the week. That's the goal. We're still profitable. So imagine you getting a trade signal that says buy NASDAQ 100 trade idea. I give you an entry price. I give you a take profit. If you can copy and paste, you can pay the bills. My number one question is, what is the 2 bills that you want to eliminate? Most Americans say rent, mortgage, car note. You can eliminate them, and everything else is just play money, right? So, family, and I think we lost my mom for a second, but we're gonna get her back on the line. But family, I want you guys to understand, my investment for profitable is $325 to get started. Monday, that price will go up. That price will go up to $500. You're paying $325 for a lifetime signal, right? You're getting lifetime trade signals and trade ideas where you can copy, paste, and profit. You never have to pay a monthly fee. You're going to get introduced to the Telegram group, the Telegram channel, where you can literally set up your trade account anywhere from 100 to 500. And this is where you're going to be able to turn over profits like this. Trading foreign exchange pairs, indices like NASDAQ 100, US 30, Bitcoin versus the United States dollar, Ethereum versus the United States dollar, right? Any currency, we're going to analyze that market. Me, myself, as I'm still learning this thing, and also people that I'm connected to, and you can come into this group and literally be able to pay the bills with all passive income. Once you plug the numbers in, all you're doing is putting your phone down and getting back to your life. Come back to your phone. 99.9% of the time, we're in profit when we get back to that phone and we open up that MetaTrader 4 app. So if you're looking to get, start investing, right? If you're looking to turn over profits like you see on the screen, get started. Get started. It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer, family. You guys have to put yourself in a position where you're like, you know what? I no longer want to depend on someone buying my product. A lot of us are entrepreneurs, but I feel like I know every entrepreneur should be investing some way, somehow. There's so much more than just day trading. There's digital real estate. I can name things. I can go down the list. There's e-commerce. There's drop shipping. But put yourself in a position where if someone doesn't buy your product, even if you're an entrepreneur, or someone doesn't buy your service, you're still in the position to make money because you're going back and forth with the bank. Every day, I wake up with the mentality to rob the bank legally. That is exactly what day trading is. Intraday trading, look it up. Do your research. Don't take my word. Do your research. And you'll see there's people probably for my my older people on the call, there's people your kids' age that are retired. There's people out there that are literally getting to different type of money. I remember 6 figures used to be the goal. I remember 7 figures used to be the goal. Now they're talking about 10 figures. They're talking about having 7-figure months. I'm in a Discord with kids 18 having 7-figure months. And it's all by making that initial investment. So are you going to take the 325? Because I promise you, by Monday morning, it will be $500 to get started with profitable. The price will continue to go up. Are you going to take the 325 and spend it on a liability? Are you going to use that $1,300 iPhone that you're behind, right? Right? That screen that you sit behind every single day can be a liability or it can be an asset. That Android that you sit behind every single day can be a liability or asset. These phones can take you to the promised land. I promise you. It is a new age. Millennials are doing different type of things. Get started. Reach out to me. My DM is wide open. It's ready for it to accept you into profitable. I will show you how to fund your trade account. It could be whatever amount you're comfortable with. The minimum deposit is $50 to get started into your trade account, right? So like I said, the 325 covers your lifetime fee to be able to see profits like this. Like I said, you're not going to see I'm not promising you $10,000 in your first trade. I'm not. You have to work up to this. I don't make promises. All of your capital could be at risk. I'm not making promises. But the top people that we look up to and that we get on Instagram and we admire every single day, they invested thousands to make millions and they invested millions to make billions. So what are you going to do? All you're doing here is investing a few hundred to over time, making whatever your goal is, whatever you set your goal out to be. My goal is still Forbes 30 under 30, and I'll be 29 in 3 weeks. I will be Forbes 30 under 30. I will be on a yacht next year with my family. So you got to wake up and you got to affirm it. You got to believe it. You have to know it. I will be on a yacht next year, right? There were certain opportunities that I was taken out of because that wasn't my purpose. This is my purpose because I can touch people worldwide. I have people in New Zealand, I have someone in Australia that reached out to me, Alaska, Canada, people all over the world. Like, look, you mean to tell me I can take a trade signal, I can plug in the trade signal and get paid? So you're either going to complain or you're going to prosper. You gotta choose which side of the fence you want to be on. You can complain and stay in the hamster wheel, or you can make the investment, which is the cheapest in the game. I'm probably the cheapest in the game, and you can prosper. We got 10 more minutes, Mom. I hope I gave them enough just on that segment.
Yeah, look.
I know we lost you for a second, but thank you,
yeah,
guys.
That's
all right. We got you back.
That's all right. That was nothing but the enemy. But we froze. I said, listen, God has got this. Ain't no reason for me to get upset. For what? For what? I'm sitting here shooting the show. I'm sitting here. Listen, I'm shooting the show, y'all, from my room. From my room. I went from the lower level, and the Holy Spirit said, you know what? Just go to your upstairs to your room. It's a beautiful thing. You could just shoot the show. I got my engineer, Chris Adamex. He's in Texas. All he doing is saying, sit down, auntie. Sit. Let me make sure you are positioned right. Saying it to my guests. Christian, go. You sit down on your side. Make sure you're positioned right. And when he gives me a thumbs up, he hits the button. He's the executioner. He ain't nothing but an executioner. That's all he is. He out and about with his family. He's out and about with his wife, his beautiful wife, my niecey and my great niecey. He enjoying the beautiful climate in Texas, and he hitting the switch. Look, he doing what he enjoys. Guys, listen. Do not that bound mind. Don't allow the enemy to just keep you, you know, contained. Because let me explain something to you. Every second, minute, hour of each and every day is precious. You got to utilize that time. And you want to be in a position where you're not depending on someone else. You want to be in a position where you're saying, listen, I am in control of my time. I can do something as simple as copy and paste. Because listen, I'm worth it. I'm worth it. I'm worth that $325. I said, God is good all the time. God has never left me nor forsaken me. I took that, I said 325 lifetime. And yes, you will be on my platform, Mom. Get on my platform. Because people that know me well, they know I ask questions before I invest. And I'm all about investing into not only my life, but the lives of people that want to grab and take my hand and say, come on. So I'm willing to invest. People that know me well, I invest. But I ain't get to this point just by sitting on my tail. I ain't get it to this point just by just going on trying to see how many likes this person got and how many likes this person got. No, I got onto this point. I got here to this point. God, me being obedient, making sure that I continue to look forward and not look back. That's what I did. And God said, you just continue to do my will, continue to sow. And keep your eye on me. Continue to go forward and sow. Just continue to sow a nugget here, nugget here, nugget here. And that's what I do. And before you know it, God is blessing me. So since I joined Profitable, listen, I made money the same day I joined. I'm like, what? I had to shut it. I had to close down. I had to close down my little app. And I'm looking, and I took it back. I said, wait a minute, I made that. And my son said, yeah, you made that. That's just the beginning. You see what's on the screen, what they had shown up on the screen. He showed you, Chris. What is that on the? What is that? What is? Tell them, explain to them what is that? Because they people looking at numbers and they like.
So here you see a pair at the left side of the screen, and what that pair is NASDAQ 100. A lot of us know the NASDAQ 100, or some of us probably don't know that pair is the top 100 publicly traded companies in the United States. Walmart, Target, Amazon, Google, right? So as those companies do great, the market soars. Yep. As those companies fall, the market goes down. But the beautiful thing about day trading, family, is we can make money in the buy or the sell. The market could be dipping and we could be making money. Doesn't matter which way the market is going. So here you see NAS 100, and you see next to that is something that we call a lot size. So say you start your account with $500. It doesn't mean that you're risking the whole $500 in your account. Now you could, and I always talk about risk management, right? We have something called a lot size, and as you can see here, that lot size could be a 0.05 lot size, which means $5 per point. So as the market moves in points, you're getting paid. Just like we count our steps, we measure things in inches, we measure the football field in yards, we measure the foreign exchange market or the cryptocurrency market, we measure it in points in something that we call pips, which is points and percentage, right? And then to the far right, where you see all blue, when the screen turns blue, it's on you, right? That's when you see profits, right? So when I give you those parameters, an entry price to get into is literally you placing an order. Imagine you place a DoorDash order for whatever you want, and 30 minutes later, it's at your doorstep. It's the same thing. I give you an entry price. I give you something as we call a TP, which is a take profit, which means the trade is going to automatically pull you out in profit once it hits that target point, right? As soon as you open up your app, I will put into the chat, target 1 hit, target 2 hit, target 3 hit. That means we're making money. So all of that blue that you see, $300 here, $1,000 here, $400 here, those are different targets that we aim for. I've had people that were able to pay their rent in one day. My student Matt Val out of New Zealand started his trade account and made $2,500 his very first trade. First trade. He made 50% of his account in less than 5 hours, then less than 4 hours actually. Hit all 5 target points. It's on you. So that's exactly what you're seeing. So I do all of the hard work, and I allow you guys to plug and play. And like I said, if you can copy and paste, you can make money with this platform. It doesn't get any easier than that. So like I said, this is not a thing of, oh, I'm going to take his word. Do your research. Yes, you're going to see gurus on YouTube and say, you can lose a lot of money. Yes, you can. I've lost money because I wasn't patient. I wasn't disciplined. I got too greedy. If I lost $50, I was trying to come back and make $100, right? So I focus on compounding. Whatever, if I can make 10 to 15% of my account balance every single day, by day 30, by day 60, we're looking great. I've made thousands of dollars trading. No income claims, but I've also lost thousands. This currency pair on the screen, the euro versus the Australian dollar, versus the United States dollar, sorry. So currencies have different, there are certain times where the US dollar may be stronger than the euro, vice versa. When you go overseas, technically, I mean, you're probably going to end up exchanging that dollar, right? You're probably going to end up exchanging your US dollar for the euro. And when you go back to the airport coming back home, that US dollar could be stronger than what it was when you exchanged it. You could be getting more money coming back to your home. All we do is turn over profits in the market and get paid doing nothing. It's time to work smarter and not harder. We've done that too long. And I'm gonna land my plane right there, GG.
Dang, what you landed, a Boeing 777 or a Boeing 737 or something? That's what you just did. You landed a Boeing 737. That's exactly what you did. I ain't even feeling. I ain't have to clutch my invisible pearls. My invisible pearls, you know, because normally when I'm on that Boeing, you know, and they hit that ground, and I'm clutching my invisible pearls. But I didn't have to do nothing. I could have just had me a coffee cup of cognac, and just landed smooth. This ain't no cognac, y'all. This ain't no cognac. It's just bottled water. But listen, I am so excited because, guys, we're not here to sell you nothing. We're here to listen. The seed has been sown. We're not forcing you to do nothing. We're just sowing the seed. It's up to you to take that seed, and you're going to water it, you're going to nurture it, so that it can grow and blossom into your life and the lives of those connected to you. That's totally up to you. I told it, like Medea said, I done told it. I told y'all that that y'all was going to y'all was about to get blessed. Okay? He done fed y'all a full feast. Okay? He ain't give you no flank steak. He served y'all porterhouse steak. Not no flank steak. Not no Salisbury steak. He served y'all porterhouse steak with a crab cake on the side.
They got a tomahawk today. They got a tomahawk.
Yeah, they did.
And one thing I do want to emphasize, family, is say you get started, right? Like I said, $325 lifetime fee up until Monday morning. That price will go to $500. No ifs, ands, or buts. No, can you help me? No, you got to invest because I had to invest. That's everybody right. else in the group had to invest, right? That's and I've invested way more thousands than I'm asking you to invest, right? So if you get started and say you know people, I have an affiliate program where say you refer me 4 people, that's $500 in your pocket. I'm giving back to you too. So it's $125 for the referral fee that goes right back into your pocket if you refer your brother, sister, cousin, mother, grandma, whoever it is, right? This skill is for everyone. This skill is for everyone. So listen, thank you so much for just tuning in. Those that have not tuned in, that look at this in a few days, in a few hours, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you, Mom, for having me on the platform. This won't be the last time.
Yes.
Shout out to Say It Ain't So Saturdays. Shout out to your new book. Shout out to the books to come. Shout out to all the seeds being planted. Shout out to all the people that are like, look, I'm going to wake up in the morning, or I'm going to take that action right now to better my life, because guess what? You never know when your expiration date is, but you do not want to leave this planet, especially if you have children, as a mistake. You never want your children to be like, nah, I don't want to be nothing like them. I don't want to be nothing like my mom. I don't want to be nothing like my dad. You don't want that, right? You don't want that. So let's do this. My kids are my everything. My boys, like, when I look at them, I'm like, yo, I can't fail, man. I can't fail you. I can't. So thank you for having me on this platform. I love you guys. Let's be profitable, baby. Let's get it.
Hey guys, this is G Mone'a. Next Saturday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have Minister Vivian Fields out of Lexington, Kentucky. She's gonna break some bread. She really gonna feed y'all something a little different. So listen, y'all need to do a detox during the week, because next Saturday she gonna feed you good, okay? Minister Vivian Fields. Guys, have a wonderful rest of the weekend. We'll talk soon. This is G Mone'a. Peace.
Now that's what I call sowing. Enough of growing. I know you enjoyed yourself. I did. So come back again next week for some more.
It ain't so Saturdays. It ain't so Saturday with G Mone'a.